Welcome to Just Minding My Business Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
So grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use.
Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media, LLC. Faith sees the invisible, believes the unbelievable, and receives the impossible. Corey Ten Bloom. Today we welcome authors from the anthology UnShakable Faith to be released June 23rd, 2022. This book is the work of women who have overcome many difficulties that challenged their faith, but their faith was unshakable. The purpose of this anthology is to help you to redirect your emotions, redefine who God says you are, and provide a space in which you can renew yourself. Each chapter ends with 3 questions for you, the reader, to answer that will empower you to move up to your next level. We welcome Gizelle Taylor-Daniels. Deacon Daniels is the wife of Jermaine Daniels, a mother of 2 and grandmother of 2. She is a clinical office manager with the Family Medical Counseling Service Incorporated, Pediatrics Department. Gizelle is a best-selling author and an international author. She is a contributing author and visionary author, Reverend Allison G. Daniels' Anthology, Empowered to Win, 3rd edition. Gizelle is genuinely enthusiastic about helping individuals achieve ultimate health care. She is committed to the promotion of preventive pediatric care, in addition to the promotion of physical, mental, and the social well-being of children with the aim of attaining optimal health. Welcome, Gizelle Taylor-Daniels.
Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, ladies.
Hi, how are you?
I am great, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's a blessing to have all of you. So tell us about the work that you do.
Oh, well, I like to start off by saying my name is Gizelle Taylor-Daniels, and my chapter is entitled Rejection is Redirection. Yes. My chapter speaks a little about overcoming the emotional pain of rejection. I also speak about being able to stand firm in your unshakable faith and operate in unshakable faith when you have experienced rejection.
Yeah.
May we ask what the source of that rejection is or was?
I'll give you a little. So I'm sharing a little bit about myself. Actually, this chapter really is about myself and my rejection. And it has been therapy for me. So I figured let me just share, but also become healed as well.
Absolutely. And that's an important thing because rejection is also one of those mental beasts. We got so much mental stuff going on. It's just so unreal.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
It's just one of those kind of, and it's a fear for everybody, but more for others, more so for others. Some people like, I don't give a damn, I can be pooed on you. Other people take it to the core.
Yes. It definitely can shape your world. It can make or break you. It just depends on who you are, your support system. And most time we lack that support system. Oftentimes individuals, they first experience with rejection is from a family member. Later on in life, you find yourself isolating yourself from individuals and not really being able to be who you were created to be. So yes, it's important that you get that support system, and prayer will get you through. It definitely will get you through. You have to have faith, and you have to believe, that you will be healed. And apply your scriptures to your lifestyle, and you'll find peace. Not only peace, but you'll be healed from what you thought was crucial to you. Sometimes it turns out to be your protection. So
Well, yeah.
yes.
Sometimes we have to reframe the events of our lives, or help our friends reframe the experiences, because what looks like something really terrible could actually turn out to be something very beneficial. It could actually be the thing that makes you stronger, so that when you come up against other experiences, you are somewhat prepared for them. You can handle them better.
Absolutely.
But rejection is really, as Ida said, it's a mental health issue, because it drives deep, and especially depending on who it's coming from. Sometimes we can take it from school friends. That's one thing. And it hurts, not being included in the crowd, or the not being popular. But when it comes from within inside the family, it can be devastating.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
It will absolutely color everything that you do in the rest of your life, all of your relationships, until that piece is healed, or at least you find peace around it. And I like the fact that you said you take it to the scriptures. Prayer and the scriptures, there's always healing there.
Always.
And God is the God of all comfort. So we can find comfort and healing. So I'm eager to read your chapter, because you're not being very forthcoming about it. And I have a feeling it's much more impactful than you're letting on.
It definitely is. It definitely is. I just want the readers to be empowered and understand that, what we take as pain sometimes, and it can shatter our lives sometimes, and we think it's the worst thing, and we'll never, ever get over it, or we'll never heal from it. I want the readers to be empowered to understand that through prayer, all things are possible. And with God, all things are possible, and to stand firm in your faith. More importantly, and if you don't have faith and there's some unbelief, then help thy unbelief.
Yes.
Find your prayer partner and get with someone who will be able to guide you and lead you. And not only that, in agreement with you in your prayers. So definitely find you a good scripture, a great worship song, and it's okay to cry. Get in the shower, cry, pray in the shower, and become healed.
Absolutely. So we can't wait to read your share, because we know some goodies, because she's not giving them up.
Okay.
Yes. And we're so glad that you were able to move through it. That this chapter is going to help others to move through it. Now, let me just ask you, do you have any type of ministry surrounding that people can reach out to you about?
Absolutely. There are two, I have two siblings who are on this platform as well, and that's Suzette Hampton and Sarita Moody. We have a ministry with us, which is called Tree of Righteousness, and we pretty much stick together through thick and thin, and we try to encourage every individual, not just women, but men as well. But mostly it's a women's ministry, and we work well with women. We work together with the homeless. We go out and we try to encourage our communities in every aspect that we are able to do so. We always joke and say, when our time comes, we want our Heavenly Father, to say, well done. So we do exactly what we're supposed to be doing, and we do what was done for us, because each of us, we've had someone there to help us through some of the hardship and some of the hurt and the pain that we too have been through as women.
Yeah. And again, how can people get involved with that ministry?
So they can reach me through Facebook, which is Gizelle Daniels on Facebook. And with Instagram, I can be reached at gg.taylor-daniels on Instagram.
Okay.
Yes, because I see this definitely being a movement, because so many people are going through so many different things.
Yes. Yes.
Even those that you would think have it all.
Oh,
They
yeah.
went through it too.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the strong
Even
right now, during these seasons of COVID, um, I have seen some of the stronger women who I have looked up to, look to me now.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I'm able to help them, through prayer or whatever it is, to be that they may need at that time. But I work in the health field and I work with children, and I've never seen as many children and families broken from just life,
Yeah.
from a pandemic. Chaos has happened and has come into their lives and shaken their lives up. And mental health is such a huge need, but also the resources, we lack in that. And so you find yourself putting them on and strapping up in departments you've never done so, just to help, because it hurts to see, it hurts to witness. And so you use all your resources to try to bring these families some peace, at night, even if it's, a bag of food or groceries or whatever, or you coming out of your own pocket to see fit that they are okay, to the next day, or until you can get them to a program of some sort. So it has been very detrimental within the last 3 years.
Yes.
And it has been.
Yes, it has. And it doesn't seem like it's getting any better.
It seems like it is getting, the trauma of the pandemic has just changed. The trauma of the pandemic hasn't been healed. And we're going into another phase. And one of the things that I find very much to be true is that many people, everyone has been changed by this pandemic at some level. If you have not, I don't know where you were during the course of these last few years.
I agree. I will agree.
And what I'm finding is very difficult is that many people will not admit to the fact that they have changed.
I'm an intercessor prayer as well. And, you're driving to work and there's no radio for me. That's prayer time, not just for me and my family, but for just the cares of the world itself. I can, see a child walking to school and you see the face, the look doesn't look too pleasant, Holy Spirit, lift this child up, and camp your angels around him. It's devastating because, once you've been exposed to what trauma looks like, you pretty much can pick up that everything isn't as well as it should be. And so, it just makes you a little more aware, but also conscious of how you encounter with individuals. Don't be so quick to judge, and don't be so quick to respond when they respond in ways that aren't pleasant. Try to understand where they're coming from, because that could very well be us tomorrow. I always tell individuals, I work for a nonprofit agency, and I tell people, and we say it at my job all the time, we're 2 paychecks from being a client or a patient. It could change just that quick.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. And in today's world, the gas is going up every hour, no formula on the shelf, stuff that we've never seen.
Never. Yeah, never.
I mean, it's just the pandemic, and now we're in this.
Yes.
A whole nother thing. Everything going up around us, like daily.
Yeah.
The same money.
You have to figure out how to eat. You can't eat the way you used to eat. I mean, there's some people who still have money and they do what they want to, but most of us are trying to. I think almost every day about my mother, and my mother was raised during the Depression. So she raised us. She raised us with knowledge of the Depression, how to get by. And my grandmother and my aunts, they all had that same Depression thing. When times are tough, this is what you do.
Yeah.
But a lot of people can't do that. So I'm very grateful. I'm grateful. But so many of us, we do have to learn how to live differently in some ways. The things that we were used to do, hopping into our cars and going wherever we wanted to go, even grocery shopping. you have to think about how much gas it's going to take to get from point A to point B, because you need that tank of gas to get you these other places.
Absolutely.
You know, and now in my area, gas is over $4. What is that other one? Diesel is like $5 and something. It's crazy. It's just crazy. You don't know how people are making it.
So we went from the pandemic to this.
Yes. It seems like another lockdown because you can't go anyplace.
Right, exactly. You really got to think, should I go on vacation to wherever this year or what?
That's right. Can I afford to drive 2 or 3 hours?
Yes.
You know, because you don't want to take an airplane because that's expensive too. So you think we used to say, okay, I can drive somewhere, but now it's like, can I really? That's almost going to be the same price as an airplane ticket.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The lesson in this is to take nothing and no one for granted.
Yes.
Yeah, during these seasons.
Yeah. And this is when it's taking unshakable faith.
Yeah.
This season that we're in.
Yeah,
unshakable faith. If you don't have faith, you are not going to make it. There's no way you can make it because you can't depend on anything man is doing. There's nothing that man can do at this point. This is all in the hands of God. And you need to have, we must have unshakable faith.
Yeah.
So, you know, and part of that is healing. So anyway, I'll be quiet. I keep saying I keep talking. I just keep talking.
Well, thank you so much, my dear.
No, thank you. And thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
Yes, love you, Gizelle. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We welcome Vanessa Spence, who is an author, speaker, training consultant, and budget coach with over 20 years of experience. She is an active member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Incorporated, and the Network BICP. In her spare time, she enjoys traveling with her 2 daughters, Michaela and Jordan. Welcome, Vanessa.
Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for welcoming me. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Unshakable faith. What does that mean to you?
Unshakable faith means to me a faith that is unwavering, a faith that through trials and tribulations still stands firm on what they believe.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. And tell us a little bit about what you do in the world.
Okay, so I am a consultant where I work in training and development. I also work for AT&T. I also am a budget coach where I do that at my church, where I work with families to ensure they walk in financial freedom. And I also do, as I said, consultant work on the side to help companies, small business companies, in their training and development of new hires, as well as continuation education.
Okay. And give us a little snippet of what that looks like, that leadership training that you do.
So if you come in and you have a new product or you have continuation training and you hired some new individuals to start at your firm and you want to ensure they are onboarded correctly, whether that's diversity and inclusion, whether that's since COVID, working virtually, you would contact my company and I would be able to help you take what would be a instructor-led training or just an idea that you may have and put that in the most efficient training needs or training solution possible.
I like that. And I think a lot of companies need that today.
Exactly.
I work in IT, so I do the onboarding for the IT portion of it. But I don't think a lot of companies have that onboarding where they bring people in to understand the culture, to understand the mission of the company, which I think is very important because when people are connected to your mission and your purpose, they feel a little bit different about your company.
I totally agree. And it's definitely important in any company that you're working with to ensure that you understand their values and their mission and really understand how they want to do business. So for me, it's coming in and having a meeting and understanding what are you trying to get across to the end user or the client. In the company that I work for, AT&T, my client is internal. So it's very important, even in an internal situation, to understand what the client is trying to get across to the end user and making sure that we meet those needs.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely important. And now with, what did they say, over 4 million vacancies?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what they said on the news today, 4 million vacancies.
It's amazing. Yes, that's so true.
Amazing. I'm like, what happened?
It is definitely it's amazing. It's a great time for people that are looking for employment. I've heard it called the Great Resignation. A lot of people are realizing that in COVID that their needs have changed. Whether it's wanting and the need to work from home, the work-life balance. Then what your priorities have changed since we've been through COVID, and realizing what's more important than just the money is having the sanity, is having a sense of purpose. Yeah. And I feel like COVID has really allowed people to realize chasing the dollar bill is just not the most important thing. And having a lifestyle that is purposeful and one that is meaningful, I feel people are more looking for that at this time and realizing there's much more to life than a paycheck. So
yes, I've heard people working in corporate have left corporate and went into farming.
Yeah.
Totally 365.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They've had enough. They had enough.
Yep.
They realize that.
Which sounds like purpose, right there.
Yes. Yeah. And they're struggling. They're having their struggles too, but at least they feel that they have some control over it. There's something that you can do if you're a farmer, and they're not trying to become, a conglomerate or anything. They just want their own private little farm where they can grow their food and build their homes and raise their children. It's just very simple. It's like we've just turned, like you said, 365 degrees. We're like going back to where America used to be before the double industrial revolution happened. Mm-hmm. Where people were very home-based instead of, running to the city for a job. It's just really different. And I think it's very healthy. It's going to be difficult for a lot of large companies, but then they're going to have to change their culture too.
Absolutely.
They have to change the way that they look at their employees.
Yep.
Helping companies to understand that the marketplace is different now. Mm-hmm. Not that good old buddy boy corporate behavior anymore.
Right. Scramble up the ladder or claw your way up the ladder.
Right.
Nobody's interested in clawing their way up the ladder anymore.
I think, also just to add, I feel that not only everything you just mentioned, but I think people are also realizing that once you get to whatever level that you've created in your mind, right, as the top, you realize you get there. And if you don't have your health, if you don't have your sanity, if you don't have your right mind, those are things that doesn't matter how much money you have, it still is irreplaceable. So when you realize that, okay, I can have all the money in the world and still feel lonely. I can have all the money in the world and have cancer or some other disease that we cannot cure. You realize, you know what, or your kids have grown up and you've missed those missed opportunities of building and pouring into their life because now they're grown and out the house. Those are times you'll never get back. And I think COVID just gave us an opportunity to really understand what is valuable. And some of the money just isn't it. It's more to life than that. So for me, it makes you hard look at yourself and what you've been chasing, but also look at that God put us here for a purpose and wanted to walk into that purpose that he put us here for and make sure that when I do leave this earth, my purpose has been fulfilled. So I just feel like for me, it was a chance to change the direction I was going and realize there's so much more that I need to accomplish that does not happen from 8 to 5 while I'm at AT&T or any business for that matter. So absolutely. I know. I'm just grateful that, during the pandemic, we launched a television channel. We did all of that stuff. I was my 9 to 5, but I have this. This is my life. This is wonderful. I love it.
This is my life. I enjoy.
Right.
I enjoy being able to collaborate with people like you, learn, and I mean, this is just heaven to me.
I love it. I love it. This is wonderful.
Heaven. So, your chapter, what can people expect, and what's the name of it?
Unshakable Faith. My chapter is going to make you feel, it's going to take you through a trying time in my life where my faith was tested, where I had an opportunity I was angry at God. And through life and life's challenges, it made me look at everything. I was raised in the church. Let me say that. I was raised in the church, and that's all I've ever known. And sometimes you can think you have all the answers and, oh yeah, I believe in God and my faith is so strong. But sometimes you don't know how strong your faith is until it's challenged. And when something that means so much to you is taken away from you, and it makes you question everything you've ever been taught, and have to stand in your own light, in your own beliefs, and really figure out all those scriptures you learned in vacation Bible school and your mama taught you, and all those things being challenged. Where do you end up? So for me and my chapter, it really will I feel like it will give people that have ever been, have ever questioned God, been angry at God, and you come out on the other side and realize, although it might not have ended the way you thought it should have ended, at the end of the day, God had a greater plan, and it might not have been your plan, but his plan is perfect. And my faith now is one in which it has been shaken, it has been stirred, but I know who I am in Christ Jesus. And it's nothing that can happen to me that will make me question, I have a greater purpose here. So I hope it will be inspirational. I know it will be inspirational. And I look forward to hearing what readers think about my journey and my testimony, and God taking me from darkness to light.
Okay. I really like the fact that you were so honest and transparent and said that you were angry with God.
Yeah.
Because so many people are, and then they just stop there. They never go any further. They never let God work with them and help them get through that anger, because, things happen in life. And unfortunately, we always blame God, but we always forget that, we were there. Right. But we like to blame God. But that's a wonderful, wonderful something to look forward to. I look forward to reading your chapter.
Absolutely.
Because all of us, if you've lived long enough, and if you had any faith in God, when something goes wrong, you do get angry with God. Right. At least you do at one point in your life, until you realize something different. You really begin to understand God. So thank you for that. I'm looking forward to hearing that.
Yes, absolutely. For sure.
Thank you. Thank you
so much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in to Just Minding My Business Radio. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
We hope you enjoyed the show and appreciate you stopping by. Many blessings to you and yours.